So the 7 year tribulational period, he gonna make a peace treaty with Israel, and that gonna end with he gonna break that peace treaty, and Jesus gonna come back after that, and he is going to reign for 1,000 years and throw Satan into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. So the coming of the Lord is near. He gonna come back and rapture the church. Then will be a 7 year tribulation period. Then it will be that day of the Lord. He gonna come back and reign. Zechariah 14, 1 through 9. And behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem in the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and towards the west. And there shall be great valley. And the half of the mountain shall remove towards the north, and half towards the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountain, for the valley of the mountain shall reach to Azal. Yea, ye shall flee, like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, the king of Judah. And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee, and it shall come to pass in that day that the light will be clear, nor that the light shall not be clear or dark, but it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord, not day nor night, but it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light. And it shall be in that day the living waters shall go out from Jerusalem, half of them towards the former sea, and half of them towards the hinder sea. In summer and in winter shall it be. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. So we know that the day of the Lord is coming, and the Lord will gather the nations together and do the separation of the sheep and the goat. And when he come back on his second coming, his feet shall touch the mountain of olives, and it's going to be living waters flowing from Jerusalem. God's going to reign. The day of the Lord is the declaration of God. He's going to gather the nations together, and it's going to be a battle. And the Lord's going to fight against these nations with the sword of his mouth. And we know that the devil at the battle of Armageddon, him and who all of his kings that's under him will be destroyed. And the Lord will be king over all the earth. And he's going to reign for 1,000 years. The millennial reign of Christ. So after the 3.5 year tribulation, 3.5 year great tribulation, the Israel gonna experience peace for that first part of the tribulation, and then the devil Antichrist gonna call himself God and sit in the temple and worship as God, and abomination of desolation, and he's going to annihilate the Jews. And the Jews will be saved in the tribulation period. 144,000 will be proselytizing in the tribulational period, because the Lord has blinded the Jews so that the church can come in. And God will confirm his covenant with the church. Now, we know that the Antichrist is going to stop the sacrifices in the temple. And the Bible said, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblations to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation and that was determined shall be poured out desolate. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. That word desolation means disgusting, idolatry, abhorrence, waste, and come to naught by God. Desecration, defiling the holy place. Destruction and ruin will follow. Idolatry, religious apostasy. It will be abomination to God. Idolatry, rejecting God's worship. It's going to be disgusting and hatred, empty, destroyed, detestable to God. Sacrilege, horrible. And we know the 10 horns, the beast, which is the Antichrist, going to have a political power in the second half of the Great Tribulation, where the 10 kings will come from this kingdom. And the 10 horns are the 10 beat kings, and they will rise up, and they will, at first, they're going to be diverse from one another. They're going to rise up. It say, in the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So Revelation, the 10 horns, the 10 kings have not received the kingdom yet. But the hour will come where they will have authority, and they will rule along with the Antichrist. And they will wage war against the Lamb, and they will be slaughtered. The fowl shall eat them up, their dead bodies. Now the 10 horns out of the kingdom of the 10 kings shall rise up, and they shall be subdued. Now the Antichrist will rise from the revived Roman Empire in the last days, governed by the 10 kings. The ruler will be the Antichrist over them. The 10 kings are the 10 horns, and they don't have authority with the one world order of the Antichrist. And then I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to wage war against the rider on the horse and his army. But the beast was captured, and with his false prophet, the 2 of them were thrown alive into the fiery lake of burning sulfur. That's the end of the beast, the false prophet, the Antichrist, and whose name, and that's what that means. The beast, the false prophet, the Antichrist, and the devil going to die. And the Antichrist, he is a fearful dictator. He gonna have a federation of 10 kings. He gonna seem like he unstoppable. People gonna follow him. They gonna worship him. He gonna wage war against the Lamb and King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And Revelation 17:14 and verse 19 says, and I saw the beast and the King of Kings and their armies gathered together and make war against him that sat upon the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which had deceived them and had received the mark, them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. Them both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. So Jesus himself will defeat the coalition of evil. We will be with him in white, and we will be with the Lord when he come back on the second coming. And he going to destroy the coalition of evil headed by the 10-horned beast, the Antichrist. And the woman that is arrayed in the purple and the scarlet in color and decked with the gold, precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication, is the harlot, the abomination of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So this is a corrupt religious system, drunk with the blood of the saints, blood of the martyrs, imagery, persecution and suffering of the inflicted system of the Babylonian system, and the corrupt idolatrous system, false religion, and people that's away from God, drunk with the blood of the saints, persecuting of the Christians, persecuting of the prophets and the apostles and the people of God, and martyrs for Christ who died for the faith. And John was amazed at what he saw. It was shocking to him. And he says these visions are warnings to recognize these false teachings that oppose to God and the spiritual warfare between good and evil. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee a mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which had the 7 heads and the 10 horns. So he say, I'm going to reveal to you what this is here. The woman riding on the beast, and the scarlet colored beast, and the angel say, don't marvel, I'm going to tell you what this here mean. He explaining the symbols of the beast and the 7 mountains and the 10 horns and the whore of Babylon, the great prostitute, the ungodly religion system, and verse 8, and the beast that thou saw was and is not, and ascended out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So that means that powerful, corrupt political religious system is going to appear. It's going to disappear one day. It's going to reappear, and that means that that Babylonian system that disappeared, is going to reappear, and it's going to be a pagan system, whore, and it's going to be the mother Babylon, the great mother. It's going to be the mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots, abominations of the earth, and this is a Babylonian system, and it's mystery Babylon the Great is some identity of a whore, a powerful, corrupt, oppressive force, which is immorality, ungodly behavior, abominations on the earth, corruption on a global scale, drunk with the blood of the saints, and it's going to be idolatry on a global level, on the whole world. And verse 9, and there is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. So this is talking about have wisdom when you talk about this. This is the 7 hills in Roman, the Babylonian seat. And it is a political system, and it is talking about the revised Babylon, the new that's coming up. And verse 10 says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is yet to come. And when he come, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings in 1 hour with the beast. So this is coming up. This Antichrist, Babylonians, commercial Babylon, will be controlled by Satan. He will, the Antichrist, rule the world system with the 10 kings under him.